Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared, and this is Space Bandits by Mark Millar and Matteo Scalera. This is the same creative team who created the masterpiece that is King of Spies. And so I was really excited to read this. And I kind of went into it thinking it was going to be on the same level of brilliant storytelling. And I'll just tell you right up front, it wasn't. However, it was a decent story. It was a fun read. And it's a pretty straightforward story. This guy is in a gang with this girl, and he screws her over, and then she meets her and they go on an adventure to screw over these guys who screwed our main character over. Right? It's basically badass chicks in space. And what I think the selling point of this book isn't so much like badass chicks in space, but Matteo Scalera's art is incredible. He just really just brings it almost on every page. He has something really to look at. And he's just an incredible artist. And I really like this guy, man. Like, I'm going to definitely look into his other work. I know Mark Millar really likes to find these European artists, so I'm curious on what other stuff he's done. And like, they just went all in crazy on this one, right? So this is I don't know if it's a planet. It's a space station. It's called the Crustacean, and it's a giant lobster in space, right? And people live on this giant lobster and mine for things, and they're in a prison where our main character meets the green-haired chick, and our main character could talk to lizards. Yeah, it's just wacky, right? But I just love the art. What was funny is as I was reading this, right, my fiance comes and she's like, "What are you reading?" I'm like, "Space Bandits," and she's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a Mark Millar book," and she's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And she goes, "That doesn't look like something you normally read," and she's not wrong. Like, I'm much more of a superhero kind of guy, but I just am a big fan of Mark Millar. And so I just kind of trust him to put out a good book with a great artist to tell me a good story. And so, like, yeah, she's right. Like, that kind of character is not my thing. This kind of stuff, like, this is a sex spaceship where our main villain is there, and his whole shebang is just to get it on with all the different creatures in the universe, and it's just wacky, right? And so there's a lot of hyper violence, hyper sex stuff going on in here. And if you've ever seen a movie about chicks getting screwed over by dirtbag dudes and them getting a revenge, you know the ending of the story. What's here for this comic is kind of the twists and turns in it, as well as just the incredible art by Matteo Scalera. And I recommend it to like someone who, if you're trying to get maybe a girl into comics and they don't want to read your Spider-Man or your Batman or whatever, you can kind of give them this, where it's like two badass chicks beat up dudes, who are mean to them. And so it's definitely worth a read if you're a Mark Millar fan, and definitely worth, it's worth the cost for the book is worth flipping through the art over time, just coming back and looking at it and seeing like a giant lobster space station, so yeah, it's a good book. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, it's not my regular reading style. But I did like it. So that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Peace.